Hi, my name is Angry Before Now, and you might be asking why that name of Angry Before Now. Simply because everything that I have gone through as an MCAS sufferer, just to name a few of mine, is Hashimoto's, chronic inflammatory response syndrome, also known as SEERS, multiple chemical sensitivity, hypothyroidism, and endometriosis. When Chelsea L. passed away, it sent through me an anger because I could feel a lot of her pain of asking and begging for help, but never getting it because the doctors pass you off as it's in your head, you're faking it, you're drug seeking, just because they simply don't understand the complexity of this disease. They're not educated in it. And I'm hoping that if we can reach a few doctors to educate others. There are some doctors that very much get this disease. The next problem that you run into when you find those doctors is the money. So I promised myself that when Chelsea passed away, it just infuriated me so much that so many of us suffer from this disease. And this disease is not something that is a cookie cutter disease like MS or lupus, where you have the same symptoms and there's a pill and you can take this and you can watch your diet. This is very much across the board and everybody is different. We have symptoms that are very close and similar. Some of us have more GI problems. Some of us have more skin issues. Some of us have muscular joints. Some of us have a combination of everything. I'm hoping, if anything, bringing this channel to life is to educate. Today's not one of my better days with MCAS. As you can see, I've got the lines under here, my eyes are swollen, I've got the droopiness in my face, and it's funny because some days I have a decent day. A decent day to me is where I feel like I'm not going to throw up in my shoes. And people don't understand. They think because you look healthy, how could you possibly be sick? We just learn in an autoimmune community how to hide and how to mask and how to get through and how to work. I will hope that you come with me on my journey. I will take you through when I started getting sick, things that impacted my problems even more. What led up to my diagnosis, what I went through in the ERs, spending up to 15 days out of a month in an ER, and them looking at me like I'm drug seeking, or I really need to be seeing a psychiatrist, or this isn't a prognosis for a disease, or this isn't something that you would do to treat this disease, your protocol. I was very fortunate and blessed to find the doctors that I found that have a little bit of knowledge. So with the doctors with this little bit of knowledge, working together, they've brought me a long way, and I owe them a lot of thanks for that. My frustration with the current medical system is the ignorance. I call it medical arrogance and medical ignorance, and I'm sorry if that offends doctors and nurses, but when someone is coming into you continually with the same issues and begging for help, begging for relief, the last thing you need to do is treat them like they're drug seeking or it's in their head. Nobody wants to spend time that much in an ER and be told to go have a seat for up to 3-4 hours while you're sitting there sipping Benadryl, praying that you don't throw up on the floor and praying that you don't have to use your epinephrine. Most of us can use epinephrines. I cannot use an epinephrine pen. I say I can't, but I know that when they've given me lidocaine for something as simple as a tooth, filling a tooth, I reacted horribly to the epinephrine within it. Just having minor things done before I was diagnosed, having minor things done on my skin that required lidocaine with epinephrine, I found that my heart felt like it was going to blow out of my chest and my throat would get tight. I would go into a full-blown anxiety because it's bad enough that mast cell activation brings that with it. It would just exasperate it, and I'm in the ER trying to get that calmed down. So there's drugs that they had to use that they don't like to use more of, all of the medications that we're on seem to be pretty common. It's tons of antihistamines, tons of benzos, tons of Pepsid. H1, H2 blockers is what seems to shut down. So what I want to do is I hope you follow me. Feel free to ask me questions. I am not a medical doctor. I cannot and will not give medical advice. I will give you what's happened with me. I'm not here to say what's worked, because what works for one may not work for another. There's people that can actually eat food. There's people who can't. When I was first diagnosed, I had 2 foods that I could eat, and that was chicken and sweet potatoes. I've increased up to roughly 10 to 13 foods, but some of those are seasonal, so I stay around 7 foods. I'm just here to help if I can. I will take you through my journey from the very start to when I started feeling this, to when I started really pressing my doctors to tell them how badly I felt, and I hope that you join me. Please feel free to ask questions. I will try to go live as soon as I can, but each day or every few days, I'm going to try to post a different video from the very start, like what symptoms were and where I didn't fit in that box with doctors, and how they just blew it off and said I needed to see a psychiatrist, and it was stress. It wasn't stress. What was stressing me out is I didn't know what was wrong with me, and I couldn't fix it. And then the allergic reaction started. I can tell you where I hit the point where it completely just threw me off the cliff with allergy testing. So I hope that you do join me. I hope that some of this may help you, and some of this may guide you, and some of this may help you into doctors that may be able to refer you, and that we can all heal together and stay together as a community, because what happened to Chelsea should have never happened, and it shouldn't happen to anybody else. So I hope you do join me, and I hope you do follow me on this. And like I said, I'm just going to give you my input of where I've been and what my journey's been like. And I hope to see you again. Bye.